Hey, what's up, guys? It's me again. And today we're going to be going over another video. We're going to be going over another video where we talk about P. Diddy. In this video, I kind of wanted to go over I wanted to watch another video that kind of would talk about some of the stuff that P. Diddy did. So I'm kind of going to react to this video. I might not watch the whole video, but I also want to talk some more about what P. Diddy did. I wanted to make this more entertaining because I was like kind of pulling up the articles and stuff and talking about what happened and everything. But now I'm going to actually like play a video. I'm on my Ulefone Armor X12, by the way. I'm on my like little record. I got my little ghetto recording set up right now. I got like this vlog little thing, so like holds my phone nice and steady, and it's like got like a little camera prop, and I got like a light and shit, and there's like a microphone and stuff. I got my phone charging right now, so I'm actually not able to use my microphone like the way I normally would use it, but it won't matter for this video. This is just like a reaction video. Right here, I'm smoking some like sour cookies. All right, let's get it's just like 28%. Let's get right into this video. I'm gonna hit the play button.
Sean Combs lately? Well, I'll tell you what, there have been some updates going on in his legal world, and we're going to do a recap of some of those developments for you right now as his criminal trial is quickly approaching. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. All right, so it's time to do a recap of some of the latest details in the Sean Combs case, if you haven't been following it day in and day out like we have been doing here on Sidebar. So the first thing that we have to address is arguably one of the biggest developments in the past few weeks in regards to his criminal case. And remember, Combs is charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking of victim one using force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. That he was operating this criminal enterprise that was engaged in a whole set of illegal activity, but really we're talking about the exploitation and abuse of women on a large scale. So with that in mind, Combs' attorneys recently filed a letter asking Judge Arun Subramanian to order the prosecution to electronically produce videos of the
Did you hear that big mouthful, all that nasty shit he did? Like prostitution, racketeering, all this nasty, dirty shit. Let's make him replay that, which is make him re-say it all right quick. Because it was like exploitation, sex trafficking. Like it was like, holy shit. Like, let's make him re-say that really quick.
Combs is charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking of victim one using force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. That he was operating this criminal enterprise that was engaged in a whole set of illegal activity, but really we're talking about the exploitation and abuse of women on a large scale. So with that in mind, Combs' attorneys recently filed a letter asking Judge Arun Subramanian to order the prosecution to electronically produce videos of the freak-offs. And remember what these are, right? Prosecutors allege that Combs would intimidate, threaten, and lure women into these extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers using force, threats, coercion, that Combs filmed and recorded these freak-offs as a way to have collateral to use something against these victims. And the reason the defense wants these electronically produced, the reason they want copies of these in their possession, why they want these videos for them to review and analyze, and why they need the court to step in, is because under the protective order in this case regarding how evidence will be viewed and disseminated, the video evidence is available for inspection only. According to the defense, federal prosecutors refused to produce that over to them, and obviously that is not an advantage to the defense. They want to be able to review this at their own time and when they want. But this is even more important. Combs' lawyers argue that we need these videos because they prove our client didn't commit the crimes he's charged with. In their letter, they write, quote, having reviewed these videos, it is now abundantly clear that they confirm Mr. Combs' innocence and that their full exculpatory value cannot be investigated and used unless they are electronically produced. The 9 videos at issue are the so-called freak-off tapes with victim 1 that the government has repeatedly referenced, causing wild speculation in the media. Contrary to what the government has led this court and the public to believe, the so-called freak-offs were private sexual activity between fully consenting adults in a long-term relationship. Like many Americans in the privacy of their own bedrooms, they sometimes filmed their sexual activity. These videos unambiguously show that the person alleged in the indictment to be victim 1 not only consented, but thoroughly enjoyed herself. And we believe, by the way, victim 1 to be Cassandra Ventura. This is Diddy's ex, who first filed that initial sexual assault lawsuit against Combs back in 2023. She was in that infamous surveillance footage that was published by CNN of an incident that happened in a hotel hallway where Combs is beating Ventura just while wearing a towel. It's a very disturbing video. He argues the videos don't show any orgies or celebrities or violence or coercion or threats or manipulation or evidence of anyone being under the influence of drugs, that this is not sex trafficking. Quote, the premise that freak-offs are inherently dangerous shows that the government seeks to police non-conforming sexual activity and that it assumes, despite all evidence to the contrary, that a woman's willing participation must have been coerced. That's interesting because that's something we've long suspected, that the defense is not going to shy away from the term freak-offs. They might accept, yeah, Combs called these freak-offs, but this was entirely consensual. It was all in the up and up. It might be different to you and me, but there's nothing illegal going on here. By the way, going through all these legal issues with Sean Combs, particularly the lawsuits, let me take a second to call out the exclusive personal injury law firm of Law and Crime, our sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. This is a firm with over 1,000 attorneys. You know why? Because they win a lot. In the past few months, Morgan & Morgan secured a $29 million verdict for a bicyclist in Philadelphia, a $2.7 million verdict for a car accident victim in Florida. Why not stop people?
By no means do I think this is any good for the state if it is the government, if it is exactly what they're saying that it is, if it depicts everything that they're saying, if the defense is right and it depicts these things. By no means is it good for the state, for the government. The question really becomes, how are they going to use those tapes
as collateral to be used against anybody like victim 1 who turned against him? That's false.
Whether or not they had drugs or alcohol or anything else, whether or not Cassie had drugs or alcohol, whether or not there was a discussion between Sean Combs and Cassie before the tape started. So right. I think that the tape is going to be one portion of it, but the testimony of either the sex workers that were in the video and or Cassie is going to kind of tie it together. That's my guess.
Now, something else to address here with respect to Sean Combs' argument here. His attorneys say that these tapes weren't even seized from Combs' properties. So the idea that he had these secret tapes of freak-offs as collateral to be used against anybody like victim 1 who turned against him, that's false. They claim that victim 1 kept these videos on her own device for years and that victim 1 produced them to the government. Now, from there, Combs' defense attorney argues that Combs has a right to copies of these videos by law, that it's backed up by his due process rights to defend himself, how a defendant is entitled to exculpatory evidence to be turned over by the prosecution, that even the federal rules of criminal procedure require this. Well, the prosecution responded in their own letter, and they argued the defense judge violated the protective order in this case because they included in their filing, quote, unredacted descriptions and characterizations of material designated AEO. This is attorney's eyes only. And they argue that this threatens the privacy of the victims. They shouldn't have disclosed what these tapes were about. And they are asking the court to remove it from the public filing, have it be refiled with redactions. Well, the defense responded in a follow-up letter, and they said, look, court, we will make these requested redactions. We're not happy about it, and we want the court to actually step in, allow us to refile this later on with narrower redactions. Why? Because we believe that the government's request here was way too overbroad, especially because the government has already told everybody what these freak-offs are about. They have been quite explicit and specific about freak-offs. And the defense argues that there is a presumption of public access here. This is about the government's key piece of evidence in their criminal case against Combs, the freak-offs. And they say that his trial rights are being compromised by not having proper access to this material. They write, quote, "Indeed, the public can only have confidence in the consciousness, reasonableness, or honesty of judicial proceedings if the documents on which judges rely are publicly available." And they say the government provides no adequate rationale or reason for sealing this information. I'm going to read you part of what they say. They write, "While victim one may have privacy interests that justify keeping the videos themselves under seal at this stage, including details of the content of the videos, the fact that victim one was filmed while participating in the so-called freak-offs is public information. Indeed, the government..."
Yeah, so basically they got video proof. They got all this fucking evidence that they did the freak off, that they fucked all these people, they did all this weird shit. They got recorded proof. Like, P. Diddy's a nasty motherfucker, bro. P. Diddy's gonna go in trouble. Then they got these motherfuckers saying they all sexually assaulted and shit. This is crazy. You can probably watch these whole videos and
Gene Deal sat down for a new documentary that aired hospital, to which Deal claims Biggie replied, "Just do it." Deal says in the documentary, "That's the last thing I heard Big say." Deal says, "And they said the hospital was 2 blocks away, and that's the longest 2 blocks I ever seen in my life." Now, going back to Sean Combs, Deal says they go to the hospital. By the way, Biggie dies less than an hour after arriving, and Deal explains to Combs what's going on. Quote, "So Puff ran out of the hospital door and he grabbed my arm. He said, 'Gene, we got to pray, we got to pray, we got to pray.' And I knocked his hands off of me and I said..."
Yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. I'm done watching this guy's video. That's a long crime sidebar with this Jesse Weber guy. This is just a bunch of nonsense. I just wanted to have somebody kind of read some of the charges and shit. I might actually have to look up some of his charges myself. I'll have to figure out where he was charged. I'll look up his name and see the official set of charges in the area that he was in. But yeah, that's basically it for this video, guys. If you guys like this video, make sure to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. You know how it goes, like, out here with like these kind of videos. So sometimes I make videos on like different topics and everything. But yeah, I mean, like, you know how it goes. It's just, I mean, like, right now I'm gonna keep trying to cover this this stuff. I'm gonna try to keep finding more information about it. But right now, I think basically all the information that's out is basically out. That's why I mean, this motherfucker is just over with. P. Diddy is just completely a nasty person. Like, if you guys really want my stance on this, I think they should just honestly put guys like P. Diddy in the electric chair, because they shouldn't be incentivizing nasty ass creepy shit like this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's trying to make it seem like this is between sex consenting adults and this is all normal and shit. And then he's beating people and he's got people all tied up and all chained up and all this weird shit's going on. And you know what I mean? It's just fucking weird. So, like always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to lock P. Diddy up and rate, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.